Welcome to Online Math for All. Here we have an equation on the board. When we look at this equation, it seems to be complicated, but actually it is not. We can solve this equation easily. So for that we need to break this equation into parts. I consider this particular part in this equation, that is 2 to the power of x. I can write the first term also in terms of 2 to the power of x. Then I will have the whole equation in terms of 2 to the power of x. Then I can substitute a new variable for this 2 to the power of x and solve this equation easily. Let us see how it is. Okay, the first thing what I am going to do is I am going to write the first term 2 to the power of 2x positive 3 as 2 to the power of x times 2 to the power of 3. We all know the product rule of exponent, that is a to the power of m times a to the power of n is equal to a to the power of m plus n. I am just doing this in reverse order. So that is, if you multiply two terms with the same base, you can take the base ones and add the exponents. So that is the product rule of exponents. Here I am doing this in reverse order. Look at the stuff we have on the right side. We have base a and two values are added in power, exponent. So whenever we have base and two values are added in exponent, we can take this base separately for m and separately for n, and we can multiply them like what we have here on the left side. So the same process I am doing in our problem. So the two values 2x and 3 are added in exponent. So I am taking this base 2 separately for 2x and separately for 3 and multiply them. And also we know that the value of 3 square is just 9. So it is going to be 9 times 2 to the power of x positive 1 is equal to 0. Okay, here when you look at the first term here, 2 and x are multiplied. Whenever two values are in multiplication in exponent, we can take one value as exponent and the other value as, one value as a first exponent, the other value as second exponent, that is 2 to the power of x whole square. So 2 and x are in multiplication in exponent. I am taking x as the first exponent, 2 as the second exponent. So this is power of a power rule, that is in exponent we know that a to the power of m whole to the power of n is equal to a to the power of m times n. Whenever we have two exponents for the same base, what we can do is we can multiply the exponents. So but I am doing this in reverse order. Here we have base a and two values m and n are multiplied. So what we can do is we can take one as a first exponent, the other one as a second exponent. Anything can be taken as a first exponent, anything can be taken as a second exponent. It is not like that we have to follow the order. So here I have taken this x as the first exponent and 2 as the second exponent in this term, because I just want to get the whole equation in terms of 2 power x, and the value of this 2 power 3 is just 8, negative 9 times 2 to the power of x positive 1 is equal to 0. So now we can write this 8 in front of 2 to the power of x the whole square, then we get 8 times 2 to the power of x whole square minus 9 times 2 to the power of x plus 1 is equal to 0. Okay, now we got this complete equation in terms of 2 power x. So now we can replace this 2 power x by some other new variable, that is we have to substitute a new variable for this 2 to the power of x. I substitute y for this 2 to the power of x. So now in this equation I can replace this 2 to the power of x and this 2 to the power of x by y, then the equation will become 8 y square negative 9 times y positive 1 is equal to 0. Clearly it is a quadratic equation, so we can solve this quadratic equation by factoring. Okay, so 8 y square negative 9 y positive 1 is equal to 0. So when we solve any quadratic equation by factoring, first we have to look at the coefficient of the square term. Here the square term is y square, the coefficient of y square is 8. So since the coefficient of y square is not 1 and it is 8, this 8 has to be multiplied by this constant positive 1, then we get positive 8. Now we have to get two factors for positive 8 such that the sum of the two factors is equal to the middle term positive 9. Then we get negative 8, negative 1. When you multiply these two factors, that is equal to positive 8, when you add them, that is equal to the middle term negative 9. Since the coefficient of y square is 8, we have to divide both the factors by that 8. Okay, so minus 8 by 8 will become minus 1, and it cannot be simplified anymore, it has to be kept as is, minus 1 by 8. Okay, now we got two factors minus 1 by 8. So to get the two values of x, I need to change the sign of these two factors. If I change the sign of the first factor -1, it will become 1, that is the first value of y, and if I change the sign of the second factor -1 by 8, it will become +1 by 8, so that is the second value of y. Okay, now I got two values for y, but my aim is not to get the value of y, my aim is to find the value of x, because y is the variable taken by me, so the original variable we have in the equation is x. So now we can replace the y by 2 to the power of x, because already we know that y is equal to 2 to the power of x. So instead of this y, we can write 2 to the power of x is equal to 1, and here also 2 to the power of x is equal to 1 by 8. Okay, here in both the equations we are trying to solve for the variable that is in exponent. Whenever you are trying to solve for the variable that is in exponent, you have to get the same base on both sides. Here we have base 2, but here the base on the right side is not 2, we have to write this 1 as a power of 2. That is easy, because 1 can be written as a power of 2, that is 2 to the power of 0. So we already know that anything to the power of 0 is equal to 1, so 2 to the power of 0 also is equal to 1. Anything to the power of 0 is equal to 1. Why do we take 2 to the power of 0? The reason is I would like to have the base 2 on the right side, so then only I can have the same base on both sides. Here two terms are equal with the same base. So whenever two terms are equal with the same base, we can equate the exponents. So when I equate the exponents, I get x is equal to 0. Okay, now let's come to the second equation. 2 to the power of x is equal to 1 over 8 here. So here also I would like to have the same base, and only I will be able to equate the exponents and solve for x. For that I have to write this 1 over 8 as a power of 2. For that I am going to write this 8 as a power of 2. So if you write 8 as a power of 2, it will be 2 cube, because we know that the value of 2 cube is just 8. Now 2 to the power of x is equal to, you can move this 2 to the power of 3 to numerator. When you move this to numerator, it will become 2 to the power of -3. So in this equation, two terms are equal at the same base, we can equate the exponents. When you equate the exponents, you will be getting x is equal to -3. So when I solve the given equation, I get two values for x. One is x is equal to 0, and other one is x is equal to -3. I think everyone can understand this. If you like this video, please subscribe our channel. Thank you.